Howdy, partners. Today's episode is brought to you by open roads, long miles, and the art of wandering, with no real destination except forward. Nomads in Nimble Shadow is provided by Kendra, a retired police lieutenant, and her husband Sean, a retired police lieutenant and firefighter. They sold everything in August of 2025 and hit the road in search of something different, something a lot less structured, with the purpose of living entirely in each moment. This time, they're loading up the truck and taking the long way to Canada, rolling from Oregon through California, Arizona, New Mexico, Nebraska, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Illinois, and finally into Ontario, one unexpected stop at a time. Riding shotgun is Django Aloysius Delicious McJefferson, their navigator, co-pilot, and one very distinguished service dog with an unnecessarily long name. No rush, no shortcuts, no real plan. This isn't just a road trip. It's wandering on purpose. Jump in and join them on the next adventure.
Hello everybody, we are coming at you from Stanwood, Michigan at a fancy place called St. Ives Resort. And if you like golf, this is the place to come because we're surrounded by, I think, 7 golf courses.
Yeah, super beautiful.
But we are going to go backwards. And the last time we talked to you guys was Lacrosse, Wisconsin. Geography lessons. Lacrosse, Wisconsin. We talked about all that crazy stuff, and we drove from there. I think it was about 8 hours to a beautiful little town called Galena, and Galena is in Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Galena was so cute.
Yes.
Right? Like, of the places we've been since we left the Bay Area, or since we left Oregon, I feel like Galena, Lacrosse was pretty cool. I liked Lacrosse a lot. A little bigger city vibe, right? Like the cool downtown. But Galena, oh my gosh, stunningly beautiful. So much history, cute boutique shops, restaurants.
Yeah. It's a destination for romantic getaways, for honeymoons, for... I mean, I don't know how much traveling our listeners have done, but it has all the history of Jerome, Arizona, but the buildings are like as they were in 1800. That people are living in buildings that have been there for 200 years.
Well, yeah, which we think, because we're in the United States and we're from the United States, that's so old, right? But when you go overseas to Europe and other places, like there's ancient history. But for the United States, it's old stuff. It's right on the Mississippi River, surrounded by farmland. It was a major trading port for not only steamships coming up the Mississippi and up and down the Mississippi, but also trains. We saw some train activity while we were there going to and from. So it's this beautiful location, and it's kind of near the Tri-Cities. I don't know if it's considered part of the Tri-Cities area. It's called the Driftless Area, which has to do with Matthew, we're going to have you fact check all of this, but it has to do with the glaciers. When the glaciers were moving through, this particular area wasn't affected by that. So it's got different geography than other places. And then the Tri-Cities area, which is where, is it Iowa, Wisconsin, and Michigan all come together. Dubuque, Iowa is right there, right? So we spent some time in Dubuque.
Yes.
We spent a whole week in this area.
Yeah, we spent a whole week in this area and driving back and forth, but we spent the majority of our week in Galena.
Yeah.
And really quick history lesson. I hated history as a kid, and now I'm fascinated by it because I'm mortal now. But Galena was founded, I think it is Latin for lead. Something about the word Galena has to do with lead, which is PB on the chemistry table, just so you know.
All right.
And
my own
once
Cliff
lead was
Clavin,
discovered
guys.
there,
Cliff
they
Clavin.
mined it, and then they would use it for bullets and all kinds of things. Probably paint that I chipped off and ate as a kid. But they used a lot for bullets. So then that's where all the commerce came in, and all the trading and all the people that lived there were miners' cabins and stuff like that, these smaller buildings. And then this little inlet was pretty small, and they flooded it and did it in such a way that the steamships could come in. And it's a big steamship port. Nerd alert, real quick story about the buildings are so old there that one of the main ship makers, you could buy a brand new steamship for $25,000. He was the captain and also the guy that built these things. He had a huge warehouse that I took pictures of, and I'll put it in this post.
Do you remember his name?
Oh man, he's the one that used to do competitions for speed, and then because he was losing, he'd point his rifle at the other captain in the boat. I can't remember. It's easy to look up, and I didn't know. But he's a famous steamboat captain there. He lived there. He built a big, beautiful mansion next to the warehouse that they would build the steamships. Now, they're in the north, and a lot of the people went away to the Civil War. Do you know anything about Galena? It has to do with our 18th president?
Ulysses S. Grant.
Yes, he's on the $50 bill. That's where I got that.
That was where he lived.
That's where he lived. That's where he's from. That's what also put Galena on the map. And the hotel that he did his speeches from and was elected from is still standing, and people stay in it to this day. And then Abraham Lincoln was there at the same time giving speeches as well. So lots of cool history there.
It does. It feels like you're going back to the 19th century, the 1800s. The buildings have been well preserved, right? You'll see signs outside of houses that tell you, like, this was the blacksmith's house. This was the cabinet maker and undertaker's house, right? Or the furniture builder, undertaker.
Grocery store, butcher, from like 1815 or whatever. And we were making a joke later when we were walking home one of these nights that one of them would say, like, Charlotte, the town, the town harlot.
The town whore. Yeah, super interesting. And what we learned in Galena, which we already knew, but it was kind of on like amplified status, is the fact that you have an obsession. I would say you're obsessed with buildings.
Certain buildings.
Old buildings, lofts. If we're in a place where there might be lofts, like brick buildings with lofts, at the top.
You've lost me.
I have to double our outing time. I have to decide, okay, instead of, an hour walk to this place, it's going to be a 2-hour walk because we're going to stop and we're going to admire every loft along the way. And then we're going to wonder about the floor plan, and we're going to wonder if we could live there, and we're going to wonder who lives there. And we're going to wonder all of these things from A to B. Am I wrong?
I'm infatuated with old houses.
Why?
Like that. I don't know.
I mean, they're cool. I can appreciate them.
I can't explain it. But like in an old building like Galena, above a business is a 3-story apartment complex. And actually there's only 3 apartments because they take up the whole floor like a big loft. Yeah. I love it. Like what do they see every day, and what's their day-to-day life look like, and how old is this building, and what problems do they have with the sink, and who designed it, and is it refashioned, and what secret doorways are in the backwards, and how do they do the laundry? And
does the floor creak? Yes, it does.
Yeah, the floor creaks. But I mean, so much so that we had a waitress at one of the best restaurants we went to in Galena. And
I think she was the owner. I feel like she was
pretty okay.
She was young, but I feel like she was the owner of the restaurant.
All right. So we had heard a rumor somehow from another waitress, because the stairs to the restaurant went up through the apartment, towards the apartments upstairs. And this restaurant was on the 2nd floor.
Yeah, so it was a Mediterranean restaurant.
It was
awesome. Greek Mediterranean, just Mediterranean restaurant. We should look up the name. It would give them a shout out.
I'll put
it was so yummy. It was great.
Really good food, really nice staff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I heard a rumor that that somebody lived in this building, and she's like, oh, I do. I'm on the floor right above the restaurant, and she told me all about it, and I forgot you were even there. Like I was just like so fascinated with this.
I'm picturing like the cartoon characters where the little hearts are coming out of their eyes, as they're looking at something. When you're talking to her about the loft.
I was just so excited about the layout in the loft and how do you get there.
Yeah.
And then the back of the buildings. But anyway, I mean, geez, I could do a podcast and nobody but myself just talking about how cool buildings are.
Oh my God. Buildings. And then walking, back to the hotel. Well, the first, okay, let's go back to, we're using a lot of our timeshare weeks because we knew that we would be without a home until the Wanderbox is finished next month. So we have booked like several weeks of timeshare exchanges because it's cheap.
It's much less expensive than a hotel.
Like
or
40 bucks a night versus 140 bucks a night. So we stayed at the Worldmark.
I don't know, whatever.
Oh God, what was it called? Worldmark outside of Galena. And again, on a golf course.
Yep.
Right?
This place had an indoor pool, an indoor hot tub, a pool table, an arcade, a gym.
Yeah. It was great.
It was great.
It was great.
It was
beautiful, peaceful surroundings. You could go for a nice long walk. But the first day we got there, we're on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
And because we're living full-time out of our vehicle, you can imagine, listeners, how much stuff we have. Even though we don't have a lot of stuff, it's a lot to lug around. We have a big, giant Yeti cooler that has our snacks and our coffee creamer and our blah, blah, blah. And we've got 2 big Costco-sized bins, and we've got 2 backpacks, and we've got all the stuff for the dog.
Django has more stuff than I do.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So, and an entire like Costco bin full of coffee accoutrement for your fancy coffees.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So we're on the 3rd floor. We get there. It's just a basic small apartment. Like there's a tiny kitchenette.
Tiny kitchenette.
Like
tiny. Almost a sarcastic kitchenette.
Like what we're going to be dealing with in the Wanderbox, but we'll be prepared for it.
No way. There's way more counter space.
You think so? Oh, counter space, yes, for sure.
It's hard.
But the size of the like cooktops, and there's a microwave and a tiny fridge. You're right. We're going to have more in the Wanderbox.
We're going to have a ton more space.
But it was like, in the Airstream a little bit. You had to really plan everything. So we're all settled in. Day 1, we noticed like the water pressure is just not great. Like the kitchen sink, I can't even get water to come out of it.
No,
for the first
shower, it just dribbles on you. It was very low water pressure. And then I was like, what's up with the water? And these young kids, kids run the country, right? Like these kids are behind the desk.
Kids these days,
this guy's like 25 years old. No, he's behind the counter. And I was like, what's up with the plumbing, or what is the water pressure? And he's like, what do you mean? And like, what room are you in?
Yeah.
And then like after I answer all the security questions, he's like, yeah, we've been having some problems. We have a plumber coming out. You could have just been like, we have a plumber coming out. We don't know.
So what happened was, before we got there, they had a tornado come through and a huge storm. There was flooding all around. I mean, it was pretty evident that something big had happened, and they think that their well was maybe struck by lightning. So they end up on our, 3rd day, I think it was on Wednesday.
With this intermittent problem, we can't really even cook because you can't do the dishes because there's not enough water.
Yeah.
So this intermittent water pressure.
Yeah. So on Wednesday, they finally send out like notifications that, hey, we're going to have to turn off the water for like until at least Friday. And we're checking out on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, we cannot live for days without water. Like I'm not living for days without, running water. They were giving out jugs of water. They were doing all the things that they could do.
It's not their
their fault.
People were upset with them.
Oh, I felt so bad for them.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for them.
It's just one of those catastrophic things that happen, and you learn to adjust. As a human being, when you get faced with something like this, how do you handle it?
And also, I felt like I was going overboard being nice because I saw how other people were handling the stress of it. And I felt really badly for the staff because you got these young people, they're probably not making a lot of money and they're dealing with customer service all day. And then this happens. The owner or the manager, the general manager had come in to deal with the crisis. They were doing everything they could, but everyone staying there is you're either Interval International, you're Worldmark, you might be with Wyndham, you might be just a person off the streets paying. So they can't fix the accommodation issue for you. Right. You're going to have to figure out some accommodations. Right. So you did. You got us switched over relatively quickly to
a really
Riverboat
cool place.
Suites.
The Riverboat Suites is just attached to Hotel Galena, run by a really cool dude.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to pay a little bit more because it's expensive. It's expensive to stay in the town of Galena.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Like we talked about how cheap our place was, but now we have to go somewhere. So since we have to be there we only had to be there for 2 nights because we could make it happen and make it work to get here. We got 2 nights, and it was a lot more money.
Yeah.
But a really cool experience.
Very cool. Old building, wood floors.
So going back, So going back to Worldmark, about 200 people or more had to stop what they were doing during the day because I got that text message of, we have no water, you have to leave, or we're not going to be able to help you. Pack up all their stuff and then find a place to stay for the same problem that we did. So it was kind of like a chaotic wave of, oh my gosh.
And some people chose to stay. They didn't say you have to leave. They said if you
What?
choose to stay, we have plenty of bottled water for you.
Yeah,
So,
who's showering with
but
those
who's
big
doing
balls of
that?
water?
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple people.
And they have, so 200 people are trying to leave, and all of the carts are used up by holding water. And there was one luggage cart. So here, you and I are just like trying to get up and down, and people are looking at it. Maybe you didn't notice that, but people are like, "Can I get that when you're done?" And as doing a trip.
No, I have a lot of stuff with my dog. Why would they not offload the water?
I don't.
And then
That's
put the
big
carts
picture
back?
stuff that they think they were too busy. They were
Yeah,
in the weeds.
yeah.
So we got to Hotel Galena. You guys should look it up. Actually, I'll post a lot of pictures of it. It's got
Super
a lot of
cute.
history. It's been there forever, 200 years probably, maybe a little bit less, but a long time. It's 2 structures that are associated with each other, and then this building is broken up into apartments, which are the hotel rooms. The first one we had a nice living room and one room just filled with a giant jacuzzi tub.
Yeah.
Nice bedroom, and then a nice steam shower.
Oh, the steam shower was bomb.
But we couldn't stay there for 2 nights because they'd already promised it to someone else. We had to move rooms, and that wasn't too bad. And the food was really good. They made us breakfast.
They did a great breakfast. They had biscuits and gravy. They had hard-boiled eggs. They had, English muffins and stuff. But it wasn't like your typical crappy hotel continental breakfast where it's all just cheap processed crap.
Yep.
It was actually pretty decent. Yogurts. It was really good coffee.
Yeah.
So that was,
great coffee.
if you're ever in Galena, Hotel Galena or Riverboat Suites, both of those, they're like a 5-minute walk to downtown, but you're not right in downtown.
And there's plenty of parking.
To deal with all that noise from downtown, right?
Oh, brother.
Nobody
We'll talk
there.
about that in a second, too. Real quick about the hotel. So I walked around. Kendra probably didn't even notice. I was walking around, like, looking at all the fixtures and the walls and, what kind of walls are there, what kind of upgrade. And I noticed underneath the table was a pull hook. So the floor raises up, and that's how you get to the basement. So, of course, now I was like, I got to get in there. I manifested it. And then we went to the next room, and I ended up meeting the owner outside. And he was, 30 years old?
Yeah, really young.
Really young guy from Bend, Oregon, and moved over here for his fiance or something, and bought this hotel and renovated it and stuff. And I was like, oh, man, I love this building. And I noticed there's stairs in the other room. He's like, let's go. So he takes me over there, and
Did you go into the suite and go down those stairs? Oh my God!
He took me back into the suite. We moved the table. He pulled up the thing.
Oh my gosh!
In Glorious Bastard style of like this hidden floor, and we walked downstairs to the basement.
Oh, cool!
So that was really cool.
Yeah. What would the basement look like?
It was not finished, but it was dirt and cement, and what it would look like. But they used to store alcohol in there or whatever during the Prohibition, and had some fun history to it. But it was a cool building. One real quick thing about history too. So next to that hotel, I was talking about the steamboat captain. He built a mansion. Next to him was the warehouse. He built steamships for $25,000. This is in the North for the Civil War. People left and came back. The North was against or for slavery. I just can't remember. It was against, right?
It was against. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, weird. Okay, so they're against slavery.
Oh, right.
In order to make
you are being sarcastic.
I am being sarcastic.
Yeah.
So the steamboat captain went into his warehouse and did all the work, but what was really happening is there's a tunnel that connects the warehouse to his house, and he would have indentured servants, aka slaves, building the steamships for him out of sight, and then would present it as if him and his co-workers made it, but they were doing all the work. So DiLorenzo, you can fact check me on that one too, but that was a very interesting, to be able to see that house still and that warehouse still was fascinating to me.
Yeah. Did you get to see the tunnel that
No.
connected the two? 'Cause
That hotel is for
it's
rent. You
different.
can stay there like a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
But the warehouse had been bought by an art dealer and was not open.
I see. Gotcha. Yeah, such a cool little town.
But you talked about the crowds. So we're used to California, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
And even Costa Rica.
It's also off season, right? It's just getting into spring. And...
So we're in Galena, a very hip happening place. Hard to find vacant. I mean, it's no vacancy everywhere. And there's nobody around. Yeah. I took video of it and pictures, and there's just no cars, no people, no stores. And if the stores are open, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, it was interesting because a lot of the stores, they were open, but they had tinted windows. So everything looked closed but you'd go pull on the door and it was open. But super friendly. Like everybody was just happy to see you, you know. It seemed like just a happy-go-lucky place to be. We did notice that once we left probably South Dakota, but even South Dakota, no diversity. I mean, we saw Native Americans, and at the laundromat we saw some people of color, right? But we did not see much diversity. And then we left South Dakota and went through Wisconsin.
Zero.
There was so many white people.
Zero people.
Then we came into Michigan, and I'm sure there are places, but where we have been traveling so far, Holland, South Haven.
It's weird to see. There's zero
comparatively
diversity.
I'm sure there are people of color there, but just comparatively to what you're used to seeing when you live in a place like the Bay Area, it's very noticeable. It is you've been saying from, what was it, from not City Slickers, what's the other one, the movie that you
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Hey, where are the white women at?
And then today we were driving around these beautiful houses. Oh my gosh. Like probably top of my list so far of places we've been where I could see having a house here. Like,
yeah.
Just
there are
beautiful.
So many lakes in this area that every house is on a lake with a boat dock.
Yeah.
And a big deck.
Yeah.
That faces the lake. Beautiful
We're
houses.
in a place right, kind of where we're staying is right next to what's called Canadian Lakes, Michigan, right? So it's like a HOA community. There's all these fingers of the lake that come through, and so all these houses kind of back up to these lakes, and they're all part of the HOA, and they get to golf, and they get to use the indoor pool and the hot tubs and all that stuff. Beautiful houses,
and not out of reach for a lot of.
No, the prices were incredible compared to what we're used to, for sure. So, but what we noticed as we were driving around was all these like white ladies outside doing yard work, right? Like one was seeding, one was pruning, one was, driving a mower. Like, this is where all the white women are. The middle-aged white women.
Yeah. Okay, we're skipping around. So we left Galena. After that, we left a little early, and because we had that extra window between, was it Thursday?
Whatever. Oh, yeah, right. Because we
Thursday
were supposed to leave Saturday, but we left Thursday.
We started coming into Dave Hampton territory where he grew up.
Yeah.
In Michigan.
Who's Dave Hampton?
Dave Hampton is the husband of my ex-wife.
Yeah.
He's a fishing boat captain. He's a captain. He's a pilot. He's everything.
He's a jack of many trades.
He's a good golfer.
And he's from Holland, Michigan.
He's from Holland, Michigan. So once we started touching into Michigan, I was like, oh, this is Dave Hampton land. And we went to South Haven.
Yeah.
But before we got that, let's talk real quick about our vehicle. Again, 2013 Chevy Avalanche. It's been really good to us. We call her Val. She's been really good. 270,000 miles.
We don't know her history or what kind of trauma she's been through because this was your dad's car and he was a bit of a hoarder and it was sitting in his driveway. We don't know when he last drove it or serviced it or what.
We don't know much. I just got it running and we drove, and now we are just driving and driving. Well, we learned, I'm hoping it's a one-time thing. I'm hoping it's not the canary in a coal mine. But in traffic, you were in stop-and-go traffic, you were driving.
Through Chicago,
the transmission started to slip. And pretty soon we had no gears at all. It was just a neutral.
Yeah.
And unable to move forward.
Yeah. It did not. We were at an intersection and it just, I hit the gas, nothing happened. Hit the gas, nothing.
It's like when you have a manual transmission and the clutch starts to go out. It's not grabbing anymore.
Yeah. So you turned it off.
It's in four-wheel drive or it's on auto, so it goes from four-wheel drive to two-wheel drive. I made it manual to two-wheel drive, thinking maybe the differential something was wrong with that. And then it didn't work. put it back in park, turn it off, turn it on, reset the brains in the computer, the transmission, and it was happy again. But we needed to let it cool off. So I don't know anything about cars enough to know what the problem is, but if it's starting to slip, that's probably going to start happening again. But we've been really, really, really lucky. So we were trying to figure out, we're not even like, we have to get to Montana, and we have to get back to where we've got weeks and weeks of driving to do. What's going to happen if that thing goes out? So we've talked about that, and it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world, but it is going to be an inconvenience.
If it happens, but I think she's going to be fine.
She's been great.
We've only had to sit in city traffic a couple of times since we left the Bay Area. She doesn't seem to do well in that, like, slow, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. Does great on the freeway. So I think we'll be fine, but we'll see. Who knows? I mean, things happen, and, you know.
So that was about a 6 or longer day, 6-hour day?
I'm confident in our ability to address the problem if it does happen.
Yeah. And not cry with big tears.
Well, I might cry.
Oh, I'm talking about me.
Oh.
All right, so we did about 6 or 7 hours a day. That was a long day, lots of traffic, and we got to a really beautiful little town called South Haven. South Haven has 2 hotels in that town. It's pretty small. I heard people talking to the owner of our hotel about it. It's like, there's only 2 hotels in this whole place.
Oh, really?
So you have you guys have a hold of the market.
Oh, yeah.
You were able to secure that place. So that was an older...
Oh, at the historic Hotel Nichols.
The historic Hotel Nichols.
What we have learned from that experience. It's really cute. It's right in the middle of downtown, right across from the little, like, port marina area. And, once you're there, you just walk
Great
everywhere.
location.
Great location. Really cute old place. Historic, for sure. But what we've learned is...
Like almost Hotel Wawona.
Yeah.
Old.
Yeah.
Some of
old.
the rooms don't have bathrooms.
Super old. Yeah. Oh, really? Some of the rooms don't have
There
bathrooms?
was a bathroom at the end of the hall because the suites next to us, next to us were just rooms with beds.
Interesting. Yeah. That was probably my least favorite place that we've stayed on this trip so far, because even in the cheap, like, Super 8 that we stayed in Nebraska, there was enough space to, like, set your stuff down. This bathroom was so freaking tiny. You could barely turn around in it. There was a sink with absolutely no counter space at all in the entire bathroom. The entire bathroom was the width of...
Hey, guys, just to picture this. The sink was so small that when I put toothpaste on top of my toothbrush and started brushing my teeth, I had nowhere to put the toothpaste.
Right. You can't set anything down.
I put it on the ground. Like, there was no place to put it. I set it on the ground. There's no place to put it.
Yeah. So, when you're... First of all, I think anyone in a hotel needs some counter space. But secondly, when, we're living full time out of a hotel, we're older. I've got lots of, things that go with my nighttime routine. I have a lot of...
How many things?
It doesn't...
23?
I don't feel comfortable sharing
things.
all of these intimate details of my...
Okay.
It's not 23, but...
It is absolutely at least 23 things. Go ahead.
23 items in my bag?
23 steps and items in your bag that have to do
at
with
any
going to sleep.
rate, whether it's 2 items or 23, there was no place to put said items. So we had to use the toilet seat lid, right? The lid to the toilet as like a flat surface to set things on. It's no fun. And then we've got a dog with us, so there's just no space in that place. But it was super cute. So if you're looking for, like, old historic, what's it like to be in this old historic building, it's a great place. But if you are like us, where it's, one hotel to another, so we have a lot of stuff and we're kind of living out of boxes, you need places to set things.
The hospitality of that place was awesome, though. The food was delicious. They served us breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
It was made to order. Basically, they had about a big menu for breakfast.
I think it's a bed and breakfast. Like,
Oh, okay.
It's, yeah.
It was really good food. They had charcuterie boards at night, and they had a
They had
beer.
happy hour.
They had happy hour. It was very nice. They had games to play. The lobby was great.
Yeah.
No digs against that at all.
No,
But again,
no.
that town, empty.
Yeah, very few people. Not zero, but very few people. Like, we'd walk in and out of shops and stuff. There weren't a lot of people, but the restaurants were full. The restaurants we went to for dinner and stuff, there were people. The first one we went to a place called Taste, which was good. It was like small plates, and that was full. It's packed full. Where'd we go the next night? Oh, the next night we went for that long walk, and we were looking for a restaurant, and we came across a place. It was like an old church. Looked like an old church.
It was an old church.
Definitely an old church.
It was an old church. It was a tiny little old church that they put like a portable next to, and then they connected the two buildings.
Yeah.
So visually it was disgusting. It was this little teeny tiny church, like you see on like a cover of a book, and then a portable that somehow like was attached with duct tape to the church. And it was called
I don't remember what it was called, but
on the menu or something like that. We didn't think it was open, and it was.
Yeah, and it was really good barbecue.
Yeah, it was
Pretty
fine.
decent barbecue. I had pulled pork, and I had.
You had an old fashioned. It was pure bourbon.
Oh my God!
Which affected you later.
It was so strong. That thing was so strong, and I felt really bad because I took a few sips and I was like, oh my God, like it's straight bourbon. And then you got...
But I mean, picture an old fashioned, how much liquid's in there?
Oh.
That was all bourbon.
It was all bourbon.
That's expensive.
And
I got like a Paloma.
You got a Paloma, and yours was really strong as well, but we ended up switching because I just couldn't drink that bourbon. And that was more of a... She came out, she noticed. I felt bad because I was like, oh, we were talking maybe too loudly about...
No, we just switched.
But she noticed that we had different drinks. She's like, oh no, was it no good? And
so we were a little intoxicated, and then we left that place, and we were trying to find our hotel walking back. And I hear it in the back of my mind as we're walking, trying to figure out where we are. There's little noises, and I turn around, and it's our waitress. We've walked like totally a quarter of a mile, and she's waving our receipt and you didn't leave the card, you just forgot to tip her, right?
Yeah, so I gave her the card, she brought it back, I put the card in my thing, but I forgot to sign the receipt and add the tip.
Yeah.
So I wasn't trying to dine and dash. We
did dine and dash, we paid for it.
But she needed a tip.
She did have to chase after us for quite some time.
Oh my God, I should have given her like a double tip. I gave her, I think, 22% or something.
That was fun.
Yeah. I didn't hear her at all.
Oh, going back to the room. So you and I are watching TV at night, trying to go to bed. And then the wall next to me is so thin that I feel like I'm in their room and I'm watching their TV show too. So there's a room right behind us. I might as well have just punched a hole through the sheetrock because we were watching what they were watching and they were watching what we were watching.
And above the door... were glass panes above our door to the bedroom.
Old school detective movie.
Yeah. Glass panes.
Glass window that folds in for air.
Yeah. And because of that, the hallway lights shine through. So you and I like a dark room. We both wear masks, so that helps. But you and I like a dark room when we're going to sleep. And it was like the sun coming through. I thought, what the hell?
Our room was so lit. I was giggling about it as I went to see it. Like when you watch a movie and you're like, how are they going to sleep in that room with all the lights?
With all the lights, yeah.
It was fully lit in the middle of the night. Like, well, this will be interesting.
And I could have and should have just stepped out into the hallway to see if there was a way to turn those lights off, but I didn't. And the next day...
we found the switch.
I found the switch right outside our bedroom door. I could turn the hallway lights off. But anyway, so that place was nice. And we walked around the town, did some... sightseeing there, but neither of us really wanted to be on the lake or on the water.
We walked out to the pier.
Like, that's the thing to do, right?
Why? I don't understand.
Some people love it.
The lakes that we saw today in these houses, I would sit and stare at and maybe kayak on it or something. But Lake Michigan it's
huge.
Giant. It's like sitting across an ocean that doesn't have any waves.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What am I doing? I don't know. If I'm looking at a sunset or something, I would do it. But sitting next to the water, nah. I don't know.
So we didn't do any water sports, if anyone's asking.
No.
But there's plenty of opportunity. There are people going out on fishing charters and all.
It was kind of chilly and cold and rainy too.
Yeah, it was.
But I loved it.
So from there, that was South Haven. Then we drove from South Haven to where we are now, which is Stanwood, by way of Holland. We stopped in Holland.
Yeah, Holland was super cool. Dave Hampton again, shout out.
Yeah, great little town. Beautiful, beautiful scenery the whole way there. Beautiful.
Yeah, as I'm getting older, I like old houses and I like tulips. Who knew?
Tulips, yeah.
Holland is known for their tulips right now, and we are a week early, but they all bloomed.
That was fortuitous. We didn't do any research. We
really
didn't know what anything, we just knew that Dave was from there. So we were like, oh, let's stop there. And when we pulled into the parking lot, we noticed, unlike the other places we've just come from for the last week and a half, there are people everywhere.
Packed.
Packed.
Like a concert just let out. Like, where are all these people coming from?
There's a public bathroom on the corner from where the parking lot was. Then we had the corner bathroom. And then you go another like half a block and you're on the main strip, like 8th Street or whatever it is. There was a line like around the building to use that public bathroom when we first parked. And I thought, oh my gosh, what's going on in this town that there's a line for the bathroom?
Tulips.
Yeah. Very Dutch influence right there.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I like about that store that I've never experienced until that town was how many men's stores there were.
Yeah.
So I've been with you for a very long time, and whenever we go anywhere and we were walking up and down the main street, 99% of the shops are for women or like tchotchkes and souvenir stuff. And I'm usually standing outside with a dog for most of the day. And that's fine. I don't want to go in there anyway. This one was like, oh, this is cool. Leather. This men's store is cool too. I went into one uppity, fancy men's store that had the really fancy razor blades, and it's just a men's store. And a woman made me a drink. It was like behind a bar. She was like behind a bar. She's like, would you like a Kentucky Mule? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would like that. She gave me the best Kentucky Mule I ever had in my life.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then she's like, yeah, enjoy, just walk around, whatever. And I found a shirt I liked, because we're switching over to cotton. I found a shirt I really liked that looked like it fit me. It was soft, and it was like 100% cotton. I was like, oh, this is great, as I'm sipping on my delicious mule. $398 for a shirt. And I was like, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for the mule. But cool places to go. Good coffee shops. Good. It was a good, cool vibe.
It was.
But too many people.
Lots of people. And that area is known, I think, like the number one blueberry farms, like the highest concentration of blueberry farms or something. So it's not quite blueberry harvest season, but there are blueberry themed shops and all kinds of stuff everywhere.
We had a blueberry donut.
Which was really good. And blueberry iced tea.
Yeah.
Which was really good. So, and if that shop hadn't been so damn crowded with people, I would have done a little shopping for Emma, because that is her favorite. When she was a kid, she has a little cluster of blueberries tattooed on her body. And she
she can put them away.
Oh, she could put the blueberries away. When she was a baby, I have these pictures of her cheeks, just full. She would just shovel them in, big old handfuls of blueberries. She loved them. So, Holland is super cute. I'm glad we stopped there.
Oh, we haven't talked about Dubuque.
We've not. So that was when we were staying in Galena. We took a little day trip to
sorry,
Dubuque.
Everybody, take a trip with me on the map. We went to a big city next to Galena called Dubuque. It's
Dubuque,
French.
Iowa.
The French love the Qs. I mean, the Q and the QE, taken mostly by the French. They love the QE. So Dubuque, we went there. Too industrial, too busy, it's not my thing.
You liked the works area, the big brick buildings.
Of course. Absolutely.
And we had a really nice breakfast, and we walked around. But the cool highlight of that day was the Mississippi River Museum. Yeah. It was like an aquarium and museum about the Mississippi River. And so we spent the day doing that, and that was fantastic. That was really interesting.
The most interesting thing to me was the freshwater exhibit, which was weird to me because we're used to Monterey Bay Aquarium and all those wonderful things.
And scuba diving.
And we go to this freshwater and all these terrifying fish that are in Mississippi. Everybody look up, stop the podcast and look up gars right now. There was a 12-foot gar.
It wasn't 12 feet. It was probably
25 feet.
It was probably 3 feet long. It was a big fish, but it was not 12 feet long.
It was a 200-foot long fish called a gar.
I have video evidence.
Terrifying.
I have video evidence of Django
catfish
watching.
That were as big as Django.
Oh my God, the catfish.
Giant catfish.
Yeah.
Just cool fish. There was an alligator in there, of course. A stupid alligator.
Yeah.
I hate alligators.
You hate alligators.
And then the first fish, I'm 52 years old. I'm learning things every day, like the word busker.
Yes.
Those fish, paddlefish.
The paddlefish.
You guys
paddle nose or paddlefish?
Paddle nose, paddlefish. It's becoming over the sturgeon for caviar. This fish is so old, like so close to the dinosaurs. It doesn't have scales, it doesn't have bones, and it doesn't have gills. That's how old this fish is. And it swims around with its mouth open like a whale shark to grab all the little sand fleas and everything that are in there.
Primitive, long-lived, filter-feeding fish known for their distinctive long paddle-shaped snout and shark-like appearance with smooth skin and cartilaginous skeleton. Found in the Mississippi and Missouri River basins. They're ancient relatives of sturgeons, and I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. And they were huge, and they swim around with their, like a basking shark, right? With their mouths really wide, just filtering. And both of us, I mean,
that's like seeing something you've never seen or heard of before ever. And I think I'm pretty aware.
Especially with nature stuff.
We
watch nature videos.
We watch nature shows all day. I've never heard of that fish before in my life.
Same.
No gills, no bones, no gills. I mean, no gills, no bones, no scales. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, wild.
Very wild.
So anyway, we saw that.
Cool.
We saw cool turtles. We saw a soft-shelled turtle. Never seen that before in my life.
Yeah. And
Weird
the
face.
octopus.
And then we went next door to the little teeny tiny saltwater aquarium they had, and they had the biggest, beautiful, perfect octopus in a little teeny tiny tank.
Yeah.
It was very active.
Yeah, it was out and
it was
swimming.
huge, a big Pacific octopus.
Yeah.
She looked like she was in really good shape. Like she looked good.
Yeah. You watched that for a while.
Yeah, big. That was a big one. Can I tell you a quick story about a giant Pacific octopus? My grandparents, when I was younger, remember I told that they lived in Friday Harbor on the Salmon Islands? Mm-hmm. You may have heard the story, but the listeners may have not. I'm not sure. But my grandparents were sitting on the deck, as they always did, looking over into the ocean, and there was a 2-mile straight drop from where they lived down.
Like 2 miles deep, straight down.
Yeah, so the water level was 100 feet from them, and then it was a wall dive was against the wall of their island, so it was 2 miles straight deep. So people would do wall dives there, because it was a shelf that would go down. So they'd watch scuba divers, boats, would come up a lot, and here it comes the scuba diving boat. It comes up to the wall, throws its anchor down, 10 divers get in the water, the boat's floating around doing that kind of thing, and all of a sudden my grandpa notices that the boat's floating away. And one of the scuba divers pops up and starts to swim towards the boat and can't get to the boat because it's still drifting away, and calls up to them and say, help us, we lost my boat. So then after they do the whole, they call the authorities, they get them rescued because they're kind of stranded without a boat. This local dive master goes down there with his crew and leaves the boat there on anchor. Well, as they swam down the line to the chain, this giant, like kraken-like arm, giant Pacific octopus, picks up the anchor and throws it off the wall, and they lost their boat.
Oh.
So the anchor was just, because it's so deep there, it was no longer on the wall, and the boat was drifting out into the channel.
Oh my gosh.
And then later my grandpa got the story and figured it out, but he said the look on the diver's eyes when they got the visibility to see, as they're going in the chain, to see this giant arm come out and just pick that anchor up and throw it off.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty cool.
It's
anyway,
like,
so
that anchor is like damaging the coral
for
or
sure.
the whatever.
For sure. But the octopus was not that big that we saw, but she was beautiful.
No, yeah, but she was very cool. And that's your favorite animal, so it was neat to see you get to see it out and about and swimming and exploring.
So Dubuque, worth visiting. Saw a giant fire station there. Can't think of anything else about Dubuque.
It's right on the Mississippi River, and there's a
it's where Wisconsin, like you said earlier,
Wisconsin, Iowa,
and Michigan all come together.
Yeah. So that was a very cool day. Then now we're here in Stanwood, and what a gorgeous drive. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. From Galena to here, just rolling hills, bright green, farms, healthy looking.
Beautiful big houses.
Beautiful houses.
Not rundown houses, just gorgeous, like Hallmark movie houses.
Yeah. Yes.
Everywhere.
I feel like
there's no paint falling off of the barn. They're just big, beautiful red or white barns.
But there were, most everything looks really just beautiful. Idyllic, I would say idyllic, which is a word that you about 2 weeks ago were like, what did you just say? I was like, idyllic. You're like, I've never heard that word in my life. And then yesterday. Busker. You'd never heard the word busker. There was a couple of buskers in Holland playing music.
Yeah.
You'd never heard that word. No. So here we are in Michigan. I wanted to ask you, I had written down a couple of things to talk about. Oh, we saw a magic show in
We did.
Galena.
We did. Cute little venue.
Yeah.
You want to talk more about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have poo-pooed a magic show suggestion a long time ago.
It was called the P.T. Murphy Magic Show.
Okay. So in the past, like David Copperfield stuff, I'd be like, no, I'm not interested in seeing that. Well, when Kendra and I brought the kids to Tahoe about 15 years ago, we told the kids we were going to take them to a magic show because it'd be fun. And she and I were both like, this is going to be lame. It's an hour of our life. We're never going to get back. That was like the most entertaining, most blown away I've been in my
Super
whole
fun,
life.
yeah.
I was so confused about life in general when I walked out of the show. I was like, how did he do all of those things? And he was so like low key about it. It wasn't ridiculous, this douchey David Copperfield flair and all these things he was doing. It was just all of a sudden like, look in your right pocket. Yeah, that's a combination to the safe that's over there.
Yeah.
Well, how did you do that? So anyway, so when she says, let's go to a magic show, I'm like, yes, let's go to a magic show. And I was not disappointed by any means. It did not blow me away and change my philosophy of life like the other one did. But he knows his stuff. He's very entertaining. He has his tricks.
Yeah.
I loved his personality. It was a great show.
He reminded me of Jeff Bridges a little bit. Like an older, maybe not older, but whiter hair.
Okay.
Something about his facial structure, but he kind of reminded me of Jeff Bridges. But he was very entertaining. It's only 24 seats. It's a tiny little venue.
Yeah, and you're definitely being used and utilized.
He remembered everybody's names. He went through.
He knew everyone's where they were from. Like,
Yeah.
so you make the 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
Sanjeev.
yeah,
Like
it was-
Sanjeev with knowing how to get us someplace. And you're like,
Yeah,
how did you do that?
I'm impressed by some people's memory. So he impressed me with that. He was very personable and fun. So that was a really fun thing. We walked there, then we walked home in the dark. Oh my gosh, such a cool town, man.
Such a cool town.
Such a cool town.
God dang, I'd go to there just to walk in the dark there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the lights in front of the houses.
Halloween there would probably be awesome, right?
The lights in front of the houses are
They're
the modern
so-
houses, but they're the torch lights that look like candles. God, that was so cool.
Yeah,
Man,
really.
I
beautiful.
hated history as a kid. I love it now. Like
Yeah.
that stuff is so cool.
Yeah, but we did not go to the Ulysses S. Grant house.
We did not. We'll have to come back.
It didn't work because the day we were interested in going, it was closed, and then from then on,
Closed
we were
on
kinda
Mondays,
busy.
people.
Yeah. No, was it Monday?
Hmm?
It was Monday, Tuesday, or something. Yeah, had we stayed the full Saturday, we would have gone. But since we got our plans changed, we had to leave 2 days early.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We went to South Haven instead.
Yeah.
So
we are here for today's Sunday. We're here till Saturday. Wow. I'm gonna have to take up golf, guys.
yeah, I mean, who stays at like a golf resort and doesn't golf? These two people.
Logan said there's a driving range. I'm gonna definitely do a driving range.
Oh, you are?
For sure. I mean, God,
I'll go. I'll try it. I'll try it.
Okay.
What if I fall in love with it? Maybe I'll fall in love with it. It's amazing too. There's so few people here. The parking lot maybe has 6 cars in it at night. There's very few people staying here. And the next building over is a really good sized pool and little gym
Yeah.
and locker room. And we had the whole place to ourselves. We went to the gym, went to the pool. Nobody's there.
Yep.
It's just really weird. And there are times, have you found this to be the case where you're like, I hope there's some people there so I can like talk to somebody because you and I are together all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm losing my social skills.
Yes and no. Like Holland, I was like, there's way too many people. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah. I was freaking out a little bit there. Yeah.
And then Streets of Nothing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, we'll happy medium.
Yeah. And then here, this hotel, it's run down. Like it needs updating.
Yeah.
The hotel we're in, this Tullymore St. Ives, whatever it's called. Just
A little love. Needs a little love.
needs a little love. Needs a little
Well,
attention.
you know the age and how it's been retrofitted by the size of the TV,
Oh, so tiny.
right?
Yeah.
So this is the TV that came after the one that was on the counter that wasn't a flat screen. The one before that was the TV with the VCR that you get in there. And this one is a 32-inch flat screen.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It's fine, but it's run down. It just needs updating and a little bit of life breathed into it. For example, in the gym, there's a Bowflex, right? And a CD player / boombox. Like, who's using that? Nobody's walking around with CDs.
No.
Update your equipment a little bit.
Yeah.
Put a little love into it.
Well, I think they put a lot of their money into the golf. The golf's supposed to, the greens are phenomenal here.
Yeah.
The greens and the fairways and...
Yeah.
We haven't heard a lawnmower yet. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, we're Stanwood people. And then on Saturday, we leave for Ontario to see Emma Sue Bobcat.
Yeah, Emma Sue Bobcat. And I'm wondering if she's going to recognize you because you are growing your hair out. She may not recognize you.
I'm pretty sure she's going to recognize me.
She may not. Why are you growing your hair out, by the way?
Well, number one, I don't have any clippers. I have nowhere to cut it. And 2, because I'm retired.
Yeah. And 3, because your wife wants you to grow it out to see what it'll look like. The last time you had any kind of hair was when you were in NCI. We lived on Cooper's Hawk. This was 2008, probably. And you had hair. You had a lot of hair.
Yeah.
You were still thinning on top, but you had long hair. Yeah. How long? Never ponytail length. You could never put it into a ponytail.
No way.
But you could do Big Hair Fridays.
Yeah, I invented Big Hair Fridays, but I loved Mike Robertson's hair. Loved it. Man crush on his hair.
Yeah. He has long, luxurious, thick,
rock star hair.
Rock star hair, for sure.
Hair.
Yeah.
And
that guy, honestly, that guy was dealt a lot of cards that were great cards, right?
Yeah.
He can sing. He's artistic. He can carve things. He's
a pilot.
Paint things. He's a pilot?
Yep.
That was later, though.
Of course.
Yeah, became a pilot.
He's that guy you read in leadership books that just can't ever stay still because they're mastering everything.
Yeah, he just
fixes cars, does this, does that. Anyway, he had amazing hair.
Yeah.
He did undercover really well because he looked so dirty. And then John Barg.
Yeah.
All my coworkers had awesome hair.
You were not blessed with that.
I was not blessed with that. And that's okay.
You were gifted in other ways.
Okay.
So we are experimenting.
Matt DiLorenzo has great hair.
Yeah. He does.
I mean, he touches it a lot. I know you're touching it right now, Matt. Stop touching your hair. But yeah, I wish I had that hair just so I could say I have it or whatever, but I don't.
Well, we'll see what happens. Let's just let it go.
We'll see what happens. I can't. Oh, this is embarrassing. All right, everybody.
It's growing. I can kind of run my fingers through it a little bit.
Right.
I want to just let's just see if, you're going to have the bald spot on the top. That's not anything we're going to be able to fix. But as far as where you do have hair, let's see how long we can get it. For your brother's wedding, he's going to love that.
Sorry, Aaron.
Oh, no. You don't think that'll be good for the wedding pictures?
I'll have Harper braid it for me. No, I don't think it'd be good for the pictures. I'll just wear a baseball hat like everyone else in America.
A lot of baseball hats around these parts, for sure. And
Great.
You're kind of old school. You think it's not appropriate to wear your hat inside a restaurant.
Right.
But we are noticing most people do here.
I know, and that's I don't know why I have such a problem with that. I always do. I notice when
you weren't even in the military. That's something they drill into you.
It's one of those things. Maybe it's an OCD thing, but when I'm in a crowd, all the football games I go to and all the games I go to, if we're standing for the national anthem, you know what I'm doing when the national anthem's playing? I'm seeing what mother effer happened.
Yeah.
Because I want to mad dog them to death, and it's usually a dude.
Yeah.
I think women should take their hats off too.
Of course.
I think technically they're not. They don't. It doesn't matter to women, but men do. So for whatever reason, I notice when I'm in a restaurant, if it's a fancy restaurant, if it's Domino's Pizza, I notice if you have a baseball hat on and I don't like it. It doesn't mean I need you to change your behavior. I just don't like it. It's just, I don't know. Especially, okay, the bell curve of, it's my problem at Domino's. But it's not my problem at a very fancy Morton steakhouse when some douche comes in with his nice clothes on and his Porsche and his beautiful girlfriend or whatever into the steakhouse, and he has a stupid Yankees hat on. Like, take your hat off. You're in a nice restaurant. Everyone's wearing suits.
But how is that not your problem?
It's still my problem, but everyone should... That's like walking in without a shirt on.
I don't think it's the same thing.
I mean, come on, have some manners. Or playing your phone
But don't
full
you
blast.
think there's an evolution?
Absolutely, but I'm part of the revolution that is,
Yeah.
for me, in my mind, it's not okay. Can I explain why? No. I just don't think it's okay.
Yeah, you were taught that at some point?
No.
Is that something that your
that's
parents
completely me.
reinforced?
That is a me thing.
Maybe from church? Did you get that from church?
No.
You didn't wear a hat, though, really, as a kid,
No.
right?
No, it wasn't from church. I don't know where I got it from.
Django Aloysius update?
Django
What do we got
Aloysius
going on?
update. He had some ticks. We went on a 5-mile hike around a lake. He got some ticks. We got followed by a red GMC truck for a while.
Yeah, that was weird.
Weird.
I wonder what they were doing. It was a nice truck. It was like,
I don't know what they were doing.
yeah,
Maybe looking at hunting spots.
maybe.
We saw her run over a little teeny baby turtle. I also saved a turtle today.
You saved a turtle today. You did. We ran over it, like didn't run over it with
No.
tires,
You
but we
shouldn't use
drove.
those words. Yeah.
We drove
we saw
over it.
I straddled it. I got out.
Yeah.
I noticed it was a turtle.
We didn't hurt
I
the
straddle
turtle.
things.
Yeah, didn't hurt the turtle.
He was beautiful.
We rescued it. It was real pretty. Django Aloysius McJefferson has adjusted well to this lifestyle for those who are interested. He has gotten to the point where he doesn't really bark or anything if people are walking in the hallways or outside. I think he's realized, like, okay, we're in a different place every day of my life. I just tell him every time we come to a new hotel, I go, okay, we live here now. And he just adapts, man. We have a special blanket that we put on the bed. If it's a king-size bed, he's allowed on the bed. If it's a king-size bed, and we put the special blanket down to protect the sheets and the covers, and that's what he sleeps on. If it's a queen or smaller, he has to sleep on his bed on the floor. But he's adapted to all of it. So, yeah, I'm talking about you, buddy. Yeah, so he's been great.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you up as soon as we start driving towards Canada. We
To
go across the
see-
Canada border.
Yeah, I get to go see Emma Sue Buttons, who my daughter is living at a workaway in Canada. They're learning to like live off the land and garden. It's like a communal living type of place. So she's learning about planting. She's learning about like how to, basically dumpster dive. Like these hotels get rid of, not hotels, restaurants and grocery stores and stuff throw tons of food away because it hits the expiration date and it just goes into trash
You
cans.
didn't tell me any of this. This is a weird conversation.
No, this is like the first week. You were part of the conversation where they go on certain days. They know they have like a relationship, I think, with the stores of like, what days are you getting rid of stuff? And they go and like bring it back and use it and make food out of it.
I'd never heard that before in my life. That's I get it. That's fine. I didn't know that was part of what she was doing.
Yeah.
I thought she was in the middle of nowhere. But I know they also killed and dressed and ate a squirrel.
They ate a squirrel, trapped, killed,
Hippie.
dressed. Yeah, she's a hippie. She had squirrel soup. I think she said it was soup or stew, and she said it was pretty good. And then today they did a big trash cleanup, and they were pulling trash and plastic. She took a picture of like all the stuff they pulled out of the river and all of that. And she found several skulls, animal skulls. And one of them she thought was maybe a coyote or wolf. And I saw it and I was like, not with those teeth. That is absolutely a bear. So I took the image and put it on Google Images. And sure enough, it's a big black bear skull that she found.
Yeah, she's gonna wear it as a necklace.
Pretty cool. Yeah, she had pulled the teeth. There's like 2 teeth she got out of it. Very cool. I loved that stuff as a kid. I used to love, if I found like a skeleton or a dead thing, I would love to like look at it. And I should have been a biologist probably. I loved that stuff.
Human skeleton.
I mean, I love that stuff.
I hope you didn't find a human skeleton as a kid.
I didn't
Jeez.
find a human skeleton, but I do think about that when we go on hikes. Do you ever think about that?
I do now, yeah.
I think about it all the time. I'm always like, I can't tell if I want to find a human skeleton. Like, that seems morbid, right? But also seems like very exciting to like come across a crime scene like that. I don't know. This is my weird serial killer fascination, but super interesting. Like, I find that all to be really fascinating.
Dr. K. Scarpetta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Great book.
Isn't there a movie coming out?
There's a show.
A show.
And Nicole Kidman's in it, and she plays Dr. Scarpetta, and from Patricia Cornwell. She's a great author.
Is it out? Should we watch it?
I think it's out, and I don't know. We got rid of so many of our stuff. I'm not sure where it is. We could find it and see if it's good.
Yeah, we canceled a lot of subscriptions. Speaking of movies, we went and saw in South Haven. There's an old movie theater, so there were a couple movies playing. One is the Michael Jackson film, and I am not sure if I'm going to see the Michael Jackson film or not. I have very strong feelings about the Michael Jackson situation, and I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but I spoke to the district attorney who handled the original allegations against Michael Jackson, the very first victim that had come forward claiming sexual abuse by Michael Jackson. And in that particular case, I was told that the victim was able to describe a birthmark on the underside of Michael Jackson's penis. So when I had a case where I needed to get evidence like that, and I spoke to that DA, and he said, yeah, the birthmark was there. That case ended up getting dropped, right? And allegedly, the kid his family was paid a lot of money to go away.
He paid a lot of people.
And then the documentary, right, Leaving Neverland or whatever it's called, where there's men that are interviewed that talk about their abuse. So I have a very difficult time because Michael Jackson was a huge part of my childhood. I think it was the first album I owned. Thriller was the first album I owned. And how do you not love Michael Jackson's music? It's incredible, right? And I have a very difficult time watching it, knowing what I know. And also that people will defend him still and say it was all lies, because I'm so triggered by that. Like, there's so many victims out there that are just discredited because of who they are or who the perpetrator is. And it's just wrong. Because somebody's a great musician and because you've idolized them, it doesn't mean that they're not capable of these things. Same with Bill Cosby, right? Huge.
Positions of power.
Yeah. These are people in positions of power, and they gain the trust of children. And I don't know. So anyway, I don't know if I want to see that movie, but instead we saw what was it called? The Mummy?
The Mummy.
The Mummy.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It was terrible,
It was so
man.
terrible.
It was terrible.
It was
I haven't seen a good movie
unnecessarily
since.
gruesome.
Hail Mary was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then I've been like chasing the dragon on movies, and I just haven't found one that I like. And then this movie it had potential because we love the movie Weapons.
Weapons
was awesome.
Was it the same director?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Same a lot of things with the Weapon. That's why I was like, okay, this is going to be good. It wasn't. It was The Exorcist. It was all the scary movies you've seen. The Conjuring. It was all the movies pushed into one.
Just unnecessarily gruesome.
Yeah.
There was a lot of unnecessary gore.
I think Tom Cruise's Mummy was better than this one, which is not saying a lot.
Well, this was a different concept, right? This was a missing child case where she had been mummified, but the peeling off of the skin, like there was so much gross stuff in that movie that I just thought, we don't need that.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't get the impression that the other people in the audience enjoyed it either. Did you? Like, I felt like everybody was relieved when it was finally over. We actually talked about leaving.
Dude, and you can't make a movie scary by just leaving all the lights off in your house. Their house was so dark.
Yeah.
2.5 hours filmed inside of their house during the middle of the day. Hey, how about turning on some lights?
Yeah. The house was super dark.
It was so dark at nighttime and in daytime, and like turn the lights on. It won't be a scary movie anymore. It'll just be weird.
Yeah.
It's pitch black. All right, now we're on like movie reviews. Good times. Wonderbox supposedly will be done in 3.5 weeks. Crossing my fingers.
3.5 weeks.
Out of the hotel rooms.
We'll be moving out of hotel rooms and into our Wonderbox. And yeah, it'll be nice to be able to cook again, to just have our stuff in the same place every day as opposed to having to live out of. But are you regretting any of it? Are you like homesick at all for like California or for the house or for...
No.
Like every day's fun, right? I feel like I wake up every day and I'm like, okay, what's in store for us today?
Everything's great. I just wish that there was a way. We're living out of bags, so every day, not every hour, there's a time where I'm like, "Where's my phone?" or "Where's my glasses?" Or because I'm living out of bags, so I don't know where everything is. So to have my own space for where things go, I like to put things where they go. And if you don't have a place for things to go, then they don't go where they go. So the Wonder Box will be nice for that.
I feel like I've established somewhat of a routine. Like when I get into the room, I set up, okay, I know these are the things that are going on the nightstand or in the drawer next to the bed. These are the things that are going to go in the dresser drawer. These are the things that are going to go in the bathroom, whatever. I feel like I spend like 15 minutes putting things where they go, and then I'm not struggling to find stuff as much. Where I struggle to find stuff is when it's buried in the bin. I know it's in there, but I got to find it in there.
Okay.
So, but you, I think, are different in that you are not, like, I think your mind is doing other things when you're putting things down or away. And I think that's why you're so good at putting things back where they go, because otherwise your brain doesn't keep track of anything.
After losing my keys for the 500th time when I was about 20, there was no way that my keys went anywhere but in one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
now,
it's hard to do that now.
I can
And
do
I
that,
find like I can visualize where I set something, but you don't have that ability, I don't think, to visualize where you put something. All right. Until next time, listener. We have like 3 listeners, right? Like there's nobody listening to this.
But I love all 3 of them, so thank you.
Thanks for listening. So that's the update on the newness and Nimble Shadow. Nomads and Nimble Shadow. Until next time.
Until next time, everybody.
Okay, love you. Bye.
All right, love you. Bye.